store with The Vengeance, which was the one that I was going to reward myself with once I did this, and it was just so sweet. I was not expecting that. This is the only Rainbow Rowell that I haven't read yet. Yeah. Or is it a manga? Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla, and I'm here to tell you everything I read, and everything I read in August, and then everything I plan to read in September. Okay, so in August, I read 4 books, and those 4 books were Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I read Cultish, which I think was my first read of the month, by Amanda Montell. I read Hunter x Hunter, and I read The Power of Us. Super good. All of them were super good. From my TBR jar last month, I want to tell you how I stacked up against my TBR jar. I'm going to spoil it and say not well. Because I pulled DramaCon. You can't see that because it's far away. DramaCon, which I did start but did not finish. It's like 600 pages long. I'm like 80-90 pages in, but it's really good and I like it, and I definitely plan to finish it in the next couple of days. I pulled Hunter x Hunter, which I actually did finish, so look at me. And I also pulled Legendborn, and you know, we're not even going to talk about Legendborn because we don't need to bring that kind of hate into my space right now. And by hate, I mean hate for myself for not reading the book again. But it's been weird, so it kind of is what it is at this point. We're gonna do what we can. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is like obviously not my TBR jar. This is just kind of where I keep my bookmarks, but it's also my makeshift space for my little TBR pulls that I'm not currently using, or like they're in progress. In progress TBR pulls are gonna be in here. And so let me tell you a little bit about what I read and what I thought about all of the things, because I feel like that would be fun. So there's one more thing I wanted to say. I am reading DramaCon, but I'm also reading Say You'll Remember Me, and that'll probably be finished before August is actually up, because a spoiler, it's like the 26th. And so August isn't finished yet, but I honestly needed to give myself a little bit of time to edit this, and so this is happening now. But this looks weird. It's just a sweater. Pillow out. It looks weirder now, huh? Just ignore it. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, it's a few days before the month ends. I will likely finish Say You'll Remember Me before the month ends, and I will likely finish an audiobook I just started. Yeah, I'm gonna finish it. I'm halfway through this audiobook. It's called Dinner for Vampires by Bethany Joy Lenz, one of the stars of One Tree Hill, and she's an absolute superpower. She's an absolute superstar, and I love her so dearly. I heard her on that cult podcast I dropped in my last video called Trust Me. And when I heard her talking about her journey, I was like, gotta read that book. And basically a couple of books, this is the second book I've read this month because of somebody being like on that podcast. Like one of the doctors, the like social psychologist who wrote this book was also on that podcast, and I was like, yeah, gotta read that book. And so I read this one, and I'm also reading Dinner for Vampires by Bethany Joy Lenz. So good. So I'll talk about the nonfiction stuff first, just because I don't feel like I've given my channel a lot of focus on the nonfiction stuff, and I would say like a decent amount of nonfiction. I probably read a third nonfiction, a third classic, and then the rest is like some giant conglomeration, just everything else. And I really love my reading taste because it is ample, and it is, you know, it is vast, as you can probably see with some of the titles that are over here. If you can read them, I know it's kind of far away, but this was really good. I guess let me talk about the two nonfics together because they're related. I mentioned in my last video, I believe, that I'm down a rabbit hole of like cult culture and high control groups and kind of like what they mean and how they operate and what makes them a thing, how they even get enough power to do what they're doing. Like, I'm in a rabbit hole. It is what it is. And so my obsessive personality has tackled 2 books just in that space this month, and I'm on my 3rd. And so this one is a bit more dense, it's a bit more technical, but it has a lot of different studies that they're citing from, you know, decades ago, where there were like, they're kind of the studies were meant to see how people behave under a certain kind of pressure. Are they more likely to become part of like the people group and look out for their kind of like a common man, or are they more likely to become aligned with whoever the authority figure in the space is? And I just thought it was really interesting because, I don't know, there's just something that I really find intriguing about how people decide whose side they're on, whether they're on the side of like, you know, the quote unquote common good, or whether they're on the side of kind of the opposite, let's say. And so I found it really interesting, and I'm probably going to reread it again. I'm planning to actually read it with my partner. We're going to read these together, but instead of doing like this and like that, how I did it, we're going to do this one first and then jump into this one, because this one is also very focused on like control groups, but identifying specific cults that we know have existed over the decades, and talking about how it is they came to be, and, you know, talking to people who Amanda Montell knows who were parts of cult-like communities also, and just tons of resources in both of these about where they're, you know, getting their information and like what studies were done to kind of like, I don't know, it's a lot of information, but it was really, really good. I felt really interested in all of this, and this one was really funny, and this one was more just like kind of like, I don't know, like very textbooky, like very let me sit down and talk to my professor, but still really digestible in my opinion. And then this one was just like freaking hilarious, and also obviously digestible, or maybe not obviously, but both really good reads and kind of good companion pieces, I feel like, because of the tone of each of them. So recommend to anybody who is interested. And I'm not going to rate them, because I think that that's maybe not something I can do in this circumstance. But I don't know if it's because it's nonfiction. I think it's just because I'm highly interested in the source material, and so I would rate it highly no matter what. But like this is extremely well written. She is a linguist, so that makes sense. And this one is extremely informative in a different kind of a way, which also makes sense because the authors are social psychologists. So if you're interested in that and you're like a nerd like me. And then the other 2 books that I completed were Hunter x Hunter and Middle of the Night. Hunter x Hunter was just a good time. I had no idea what I was going into. I'm not familiar at all with the anime, and so I just picked it up because who talked about it? I think it was Mel. I want to make sure that I get her name right, because I have a dog hair in my eye. I got it out. I want to make sure I get her like YouTube name right, and I'll tag her below, but let's see. Yes, Mel Reeds. I think Mel Reeds was talking about this one, or maybe she was talking about Full Metal Alchemist. I know she was talking about Full Metal Alchemist, but I feel like she also mentioned this one. I can't remember it at this moment, but my husband did say I would like this, and I picked it up and I liked it, and he now wants to watch the anime with me, and so maybe once I get a couple volumes in, we'll see. And the Middle of the Night was just a jolly good time. It was just the best. I never knew what was going to happen. I never ever knew what was going to happen. I thought I knew, and then like when I had my own suspicions about who did it, completely dismantled. And then it turns out that that person ended up doing it. But I was on a journey, and I'm so happy to have finally read my first Riley Sager, because guess what, since I finished it, like I texted my husband that I finished it, and he returned from the store with a vengeance, which was the one that I was going to reward myself with once I did this. And it was just so sweet of him, so thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm excited to read With a Vengeance, but we'll talk more about my TBR later. Full 5 stars for me. I really had a good time, and I would say 5 stars for this one as well. But it's hard to rate like a first, book in a manga series, and so like I'm having a good time is what I'm trying to say, and I'm rating based on vibes. So anyway, that's everything I read. And now on to what I hope to read this month. And I think what I want to do is start with my TBR jar and I'll pull 3 things again. I'm not going to read 3 things from the jar, but I'm going to pull 3 things and just see what happens. And then I'm going to pick a few things from over in these stacks that I just really want to get to. I also have down here a library stack, so I might pull from that as well. But I'm going to start with the jar. Don't fall. Okay. Okay. This is Before I Let Go. Stop it, because I was gonna put this on the list. Isn't it? It's right here. I really want to read this book. So we're gonna pull it out carefully, like we care, like we love the books. Boop. Yes. This is the first pick. I feel like I should. You know what I should do? Let's put that there for a second, and we'll put the picks that we're getting, we'll put them here so that we know. Okay, I'm just gonna move that. Okay, yay. Not gonna look. This feels right. What is that? Fangirl. I was not expecting that. I'm probably not gonna read that right now. Let me go get it. Fangirl. This is the only Rainbow Rowell that I haven't read yet. We're gonna put it in the stack, and we are going to pull another. Yeah. Yes. Okay. What's that say? What does that say? Erased. I think this is a manga. Let's see. I almost dropped something. Yeah. Or is it a manga? I think so. Oh, look how pretty the art is. Ooh. Okay. That's erased. Should we pull? Let's pull one more. So this is gonna be like a 3 to 4 book situation. And that is, what is that? Shit. The something. The Secret History. Oh. Wait a minute. First of all, Secret History. I'm excited because like that's the perfect, I feel like I have the perfect few fall books. Maybe not Fangirl. Well, actually no, because I think this starts at like the end of the beginning of like a college semester. So that could be a good time. That could be a really good time. So I'm gonna move this before I drop it. And I kind of want to add a few things to this list. And I want to go with, I don't know if you guys saw my 5-star prediction video. I will link that. But I had me looking for my video so that I can see. I had a little list of books I thought would be 5 stars. I'll pop a screen grab of the books or something, maybe. I don't know. One of those books on there was Before I Let Go, so I've already got one book. that I would like to include. And then what else did I have in here? I had Martyr and I had Kala. I kind of want to put Kala in here because I feel like a little thriller action, and I've been wanting to read this for a long time. Maybe what I'll do is, what else is in here? A Little Life? I'm not doing that. We'll just do those for now. Okay, I feel like this feels optimal. I also really want to read, With a Vengeance. I want to read The Nightingale, but I might just wait. Another book, okay. This isn't part of the TBR. I'm also gonna read The Hunger Games. My little sister, Joy, lent this to me because I asked her to. I have never read The Hunger Games. I have seen the movies, but I don't understand like the lore of The Hunger Games very, very well, because I feel like to understand it, you have to have read the books as well, I think, or have read a lot about the lore. So I want to add this to the stack of possibilities. I don't know. Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Should we add one more just because, like, to give it like a nice round number? Do we have room for one more? And if we do, is it Interview with a Vampire or is it Tar Baby? I want to read both of them. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just take them both out. Okay, you guys like my little cart? This used to be where I kept my, like, oh, I love these books so much. These are pretty, like, they were like my highlight shelf. This was my highlight little bookcase thing a while back, and now it's just become the place I keep my, like, TBR. Don't look at this water bottle. It's not there. Okay. So I think this is a little stack. Should we, you know what we should do is we should just roll it forward because I don't have to carry things. I have a cart. I think we're just gonna, oops, inch a little closer. No, that's confusing. Okay, I'll carry it. I'll carry it. Can neaten that up a little bit. Okay. That's the stack. Okay, so these are the 1, 2, I think they're 9. The 9 books I would like to get to, and these are the 9. I guess it kind of makes sense. 9 books, September, 9th month. Let's bring you closer. This is not working. Okay. Oh, hi there. Okay. So these babies, these are the 9 books I hope to read this September. I am not going to get to all of them, but I will be taste testing a few chapters of these books in an upcoming video, and whichever ones we like are the ones that we're going to read this month. So that is all. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a good time watching this, and I hope that you tune in next time. If you liked it, please like it. If you like this video, please like it, and definitely subscribe if you like content about interesting books. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.